Scientists are trying to bring back this extinct animal. The idea of recreating what we have lost is not a new one. The most famous example we have are the Jurassic Park movies. A team of scientists who tried to bring back dinosaurs for their theme park, and everything was going fine until it wasn't. A less famous example, perhaps, is the team that managed to clone an endangered ferret that was thought to have gone extinct in the 80s. They created a black-footed ferret using preserved genes of an animal, Willa, that had died over 30 years ago. Needless to say, the procedure is expensive and complicated, not to mention that the resulting animal usually has some sort of medical problem. So it seems like a bad idea to try, right? Well, one group of Harvard scientists doesn't think so. Currently, a team at Harvard University is working on bringing back the woolly mammoth. Remember the big elephant-looking animal from Ice Age movies? Yeah, that. There is a lot of debate surrounding why these species went extinct. Most of them disappeared around 10,000 years ago because of the climate getting warmer and widespread human hunting. But isolated populations still managed to survive for thousands of years after that. Believe it or not, woolly mammoths died out only as recently as 1650 BC. That's just 1,000 years after the pyramids in Giza got built. That's right, these seemingly prehistoric creatures were around when we had pyramids. Many of them survived on St. Paul Island in the Bering Sea and Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean, and they were last seen 4,000 years ago. Since it wasn't that long ago, we've even found woolly mammoth carcasses frozen in ice, which gives us well-preserved DNA to work with. But in case that plan doesn't work out, scientists already have an alternate ready to go. They plan to try and develop a new cross-species animal between the mammoth and the Asian elephant, which is their closest relative. But why would we want to bring them back in the first place? De-extinction, it turns out, could be a strategy to save and improve some ecosystems. The new species will have mammoth-like characteristics, which would allow them to live in colder climates in the north and scrape and impact the layers of snow there. That would let them penetrate the soil, slow the northern permafrost melting, and prevent global warming. Since the year 1500, we have lost at least 322 vertebrate species. The population across vertebrates has gone down by 28% over the last 40 years. And globally, species like beetles, butterflies, and spiders have gone down by 45%. It's such a huge problem that scientists have given it the term defaunation. As you can bet, it's thanks to human impacts on the planet. And as part of the consequences of this extinction, we are facing losses of ecosystems that are vital to our well-being, like crop pollination, agricultural pest control, seed dispersal, and cycling of nutrients, to name a few. To put it simply, consider herbivores in the grassland. Without giraffes and zebras eating them, grasses and shrubs will grow taller and thicker, which would hide pesky insects from predators and allow them to expand their population unchecked. So now it must be clear why we absolutely can't afford to lose them. Now the big question, how will they make it happen? A bioscience and genetics company called Colossal raised $15 million for Harvard to pursue this project seriously. Scientists are looking to first create an elephant-mammoth hybrid by making embryos in a laboratory that will carry mammoth DNA. The starting point, of course, will be taking skin cells from Asian elephants, which are also threatened with extinction, and reprogramming them to carry woolly mammoth DNA. These embryos would then be carried to term in a surrogate mother or in an artificial womb. And if everything goes according to plan, we should have our first set of mammoth calves 6 years from now. The goal is to essentially make an elephant that can withstand the cold and is functionally equivalent to the mammoth, which means enjoying extremely cold weather and knocking down trees once in a while. And what's more, the woolly mammoth isn't the only extinct animal they want to bring back. Remember the dodo bird? After dinosaurs and mammoths, dodos are the next most famous extinct animal, and they have sadly had their reputation dragged through the mud. They're known to be stupid for trusting predators, but the truth is they evolved in Mauritius, where they had zero natural predators, which means they've had to hone survival instincts or worry about their lives. So when Dutch settlers invaded the island, the dodos were easy to herd into boats. They were then killed for fresh meat, which largely contributed to their extinction. Their closest living relative right now is the pigeon, and we even found a wonderfully preserved dodo skeleton in 2007, which is an excellent source of DNA. So we can assume scientists will use the skeleton and some samples from pigeons to restore the species. Another contender for de-extinction is the passenger pigeon, which again faced extinction because of us. Now, if you live in a big city like New York or London, you've probably had enough of those pesky birds flying about and standing on the streets like they own the place. But as extinctions go, this one was insane even for humans. We brought down their population from billions to 0 in just 50 years. At this point, it would be rude not to bring them back. Why bring them back? Well, it's not just out of guilt. Turns out passenger pigeons played a massive role in shaping the eastern North American ecosystem. They originated around 12 million years ago, and they evolved to live in dense flocks. And extensive research shows that these little guys were key engineers of forest dynamics. Bringing them back will restore the dynamic forest regeneration cycles that the currently declining plant and animal species need to thrive. Now, you're probably wondering, why can't we bring back dinosaurs? They're large, they look awesome, and it can be safe if we contain them. First of all, you've seen Jurassic Park, right? Second, we can bring them back because there are very limited DNA samples to work with. To de-extinct a species, we need close to perfect, undamaged DNA, which is why we have a better shot at bringing back animals that went extinct more recently. While there are some excellent reasons to bring back animals from the dead, not everyone supports this. The general discussion around this is that the animals we bring back wouldn't be able to adjust to the environment because it is radically different from the one they're used to. With their habitats gone, they would likely all end up in zoos. Going through the entire process of resurrecting a species only to make them a showpiece wouldn't be a very good look for humans, would it? The public is also worried about them running amok and causing destruction. For those who see no hope, nature is either hopelessly fragile or just broken. But reintroducing animals into an environment is not unheard of. Remember the ferret we talked about earlier? Well, the black-footed ferrets are not back on the U.S. high plains and thriving. We have even reintroduced wolves to the Yellowstone National Park after they disappeared for 70 years. Beavers and wolves are coming back in Europe thanks to the reforestation of abandoned areas. But in our drive to bring back these animals, we shouldn't stop funding the efforts into protecting the species we already have. We don't want to resurrect mammoths while the elephants go extinct. But what do you think? Should we focus on only preserving what we have or work on de-extinction alongside that? Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and check out more fun animal facts on our channel. Thanks for watching.